Alright, how you all doing? I want to say this is going to seem like I'm being incredibly ungrateful to start with. Yesterday, I thought I had beat my funk, my lack of motivation, because I'd hammered through absolutely everything that I needed to get done incredibly quickly, which would mean, in theory, I should have just no end of just steam to just keep moving forwards, finding the next thing to do. And yet today I found myself being so horribly just unsatisfied, unfulfilled, miserable, and for such silly, petty little reasons. And I understand this. I'd ordered some little bits today. Nothing significant, really. Just a right angle adapter and a stand. Couple bucks. Comes through in the post, and I'm sat there thinking, yeah, I'm going to do all this stuff today. They arrive and they can't be used. Or they can be used, but not realistically for what I wanted to use them for, or for one of the scenarios I wanted to use them for. It's just to hook up a Steam Deck to a dock without putting too much tension on the top of the Steam Deck. Like I actually needed to put the Steam Deck in a dock, I usually just lay it on the floor because there's plenty of clearance on it. And then I started looking for bits, you know, hey, let's find the stand for my USB-C screen. Because the stand wouldn't work on my USB-C screen because it was too heavy. Couldn't find it. Started getting a bit pissy. Just couldn't find anything. I've lost batteries, I've lost AC adapters, I've just lost all sorts of stuff. Just can't find it. No idea where it is. I thought I'd cleaned it all up probably, what, a month ago? 2 months ago? Can't find it. No idea. I do this quite regularly. It's like, I think the stuff is here, and it isn't. And once upon a time, I was incredibly organised, or at least I thought I was organised, and I'd always go and look for something that'll disappear. And I hate buying more than I need. I hate having things and not using them to their full potential. It's wasteful. I don't like buying things or having things that I don't need, or that I don't have a use for them. If I don't have a use for them, I'm not using them to their full potential, I should not have them. Just sat in my living room, and I'm miserable. I'm looking around my house going, this house is full of shit. It's tiny and cramped. It's cluttered. None of this stuff is being used to its full potential. I have uses for it, but under current circumstances, it's not being used. And it was this weird funk, because it's entirely stupid when I should have been looking at it like this. I am lucky to have all of this equipment, regardless of whether or not it's being used to its full potential right now. I am lucky, very lucky, incredibly lucky to have it. And there are people out there who would kill to have the kind of equipment that I have for certain things. But as I say, it infuriates me that I can't use it to its full. I have lights right now that I can't even plug in because I don't have the AC adapters for them. Where they've gone, I don't know. I have no idea, but I can't find them. I now have a USB-C screen that I can't use because I can't find the stand for it. So I'll have to buy another stand. I'm buying more things that I already own. It's upsetting. More clutter to add to the pile. You are literally sinking into an incredible depression over what? Privilege? Realistically? Let's be honest. You have a home. Yes, it may be small. Yes, it's cramped. But you have a home. It is full of things that you like, albeit things that you can't practically use right now. But you have a home. You have your health. More than I can say for some of my friends. You know, alright, I've got a duff left foot, duff knees, duff a shoulder. Alright, heart. Blind in one eye. But I'm still alive. I'm not able to do everything that I want to do at the level that I want to do it. but I am alive. I have a home. I have my family. I can still eat. There are still so many things that I have options to do that so many other people don't. And yet for some reason, I'm miserable. I just got so angry to start with, so low, that just everything felt like it was going to waste. That nothing was quite being used to its full potential. Because think about it, if you've got, like, you know, some kit or whatever, and it just ends up sitting there in storage, eventually it falls out of date. You know, if you have a reason to use it, ideally you want to use it when it's practical to use it, rather than using it because that's the option you have. Don't know if that really makes any sense. Like, you don't buy a Commodore 64, sit on it for 20 years and then start using it because that's the PC you've got. You'd ideally go out and get a new PC to do the new things that you want to do. I don't have half as much drama going on in my life as so many people I know. Yet I still have the nerve to be bored or depressed, miserable. If you have something and you don't use it, it is going to waste, and that drives me insane. You make an investment on something, right? And then it just sits there and it doesn't get used, and then it becomes out of date or whatever. I still feel bad, kind of, that I bought, I've got a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X and a Steam Deck and a gaming PC and all that kind of stuff, but I don't use them. I don't use them half as much as I'd like to. I have expensive cameras and microphones and all that kind of stuff, and whilst I do use them for a lot of things, a lot of my stuff is multi-purpose, here I am using a phone. There are people out there who would kill to have half of what I have, and yet I still have the nerve to feel it's okay to feel depressed. But today I was like, I got really down on myself, really hard on myself for being low, because I was so unappreciative of the things that I do have. It's not a big house, but it's a house. I don't own it, but I still have a roof over my head. I still have food in my belly. I still have, for a given value, my health. I don't have much money, but I can still splurge on things if I want. Alright, I have to tighten the belt, but I can still do it. Such a weird headspace to be in. Just wanted to pack everything up and just, I don't know, sell it, put it into storage. I don't know. If you put it into storage, it's going to waste again. You sell it, what was the point in buying it to begin with? But it started to feel so claustrophobic. So incredibly claustrophobic. Like I say, I just look and say, is that even being used? Why is it there? We could do with the space. So silly. So silly. So dumb. Such a weird funk. And then with the stuff like the benzels, it's like, well, I'm going to have to clean up more, pack up more, so I don't want to get anything to get damaged. But then it's not getting used. I don't want to have to keep unpacking, or packing, unpacking, packing, unpacking. Be thankful for what you have. Even if what you have doesn't seem to be a lot. Even if you're not going all out, the potential is there. It may not be where you want to be, but it can always be worse. So, yeah. Not in a great headspace today, but working through it, as ridiculous as it may be. Would I really be happier if I had a bigger space? My own office again, my own room again? Or would I just be looking at it waiting for the day that it gets taken away? Or needs to be used for something else? Or I get it and I don't use it to its full potential again. Bollocks, innit? You don't have to go all out. Could also be the idea of fear that without the excuses, what if you don't achieve? If I had the room, if I had the space, if I had the equipment, what excuse do I have to not achieve? I said that to a friend earlier. It's a different subject, but if I solve the problem, will I actually feel better? Or am I going to be so terrified of failure that I'll potentially actually self-sabotage myself? Like, I'll take away that next barrier. Who's to say I'm not using that barrier as an excuse to not try and progress. I'm using it as a hard excuse, because if I take it away and I still fail, Anyway, I'm gonna head off. It's been alright. We got a Benzel door. All it seems to do is stop Charlie Spaniel from going through to the kitchen, which isn't useful. And bless the doggo, he hurt his paw today, so I ended up I've just been in a massive funk all day. One thing after another. Many trivial little things happening that just somehow managed to bring down the mood. Hope you're well. I'll see you with a bit of luck in the next one.